Hello, this is Bonita DeRosa. You are about to listen to the Willis Hour, a segment on Lone Star Internet Radio, in which various city officials discuss news and information about the city of Willis. We encourage you to join in the conversation by contacting the city of Willis at 936-856-4611. You can also visit our website at www.ci.willis.tx.us for more information. Please enjoy the show.
Morning. My name is Hector Forestier. I'm the city manager in Willis, Texas. I'm here to report on the council meeting that took place on October the 20th. As always, the meeting starts at 5:30 and the public is invited. Before we start the summary of the meeting, a couple of things. Apologize for not being here last month. We had a conference in San Antonio, and I took most of the staff with me to that conference, and that's why we couldn't make it. And at the same time, that was the last week that our assistant city manager was going to be in town. She's actually moved back to California, and we wish her the best of luck in her new endeavors. But today we have a treat. One of our new staff members, Zach Goodlander. He's a local native Willis talent. He's a third-generation Montgomery County person, and he loves history. As a matter of fact, he probably will give you some tips on history, and he's going to help me go over the agenda and the meeting. Zach, good morning. Give us a little bit of your background, please.
Well, thank you, Hector. I am currently in the graduate program of Sam Houston State. I've been with the city of Willis now for almost 2 years. And like Hector said, the city of Willis has a rich history, which I'd always feel free to let everyone know that comes into City Hall. But to go to last night's agenda, there wasn't any public comments. We approved the consent agenda unanimously without objection. And then going to new business, we passed a new contract with Waste Management.
Let's go ahead and read the item.
Okay. On the agenda, it was proposed waste management contract changes.
One of the things that we have is a refuse collection contract with Waste Management, and we have been serviced by them for the last 25 years, and this is an extension to the contract for another 5 years. The contract remains pretty much intact from what we have had before. The contract expires in December, so this will also give us an opportunity to make any changes that we would like to. Like I mentioned, there's no changes in the contract. We had Terry Woodson, our representative, talk to us and went over the contract. The council is okay with it, and we will have it for approval during the month of November. Next item, please.
That one passed unanimously as well. Next on the agenda was consider and take action on request from Family Faith Church for their annual Halloween extravaganza from noon until 10 p.m.
This is an annual requirement by the city, by one of the churches in town, and it was passed unanimously. They're going to be closing the street from noon until 10 o'clock for a Halloween show.
That one passed unanimously as well. And then moving on to the third item of new business, consider a variance request from First Baptist Church's Willis Holiday Market to be held on November 14th from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Well, Zach, this is something pretty close to the area of your responsibility. We do have an ordinance that basically allows to have things like this, but at the same time penalizes the vendors, because each one of the vendors that show up will have to pay a $50 fee to go in. So we provided a variance last night. And I know you and John and Chief Noack have been working on an ordinance that
Right.
Can you go into that?
Sure. We've started as the city grows to see a lot of these holiday shows, arts and craft fairs come in to where there's going to be 40 vendors, and it's it's pretty restricting when, as the ordinance currently reads, where every one of these vendors has to come in and register with the city, and it looks pretty bureaucratic on our part. So what we try to do is streamline the process to where the person in charge of the actual market will come and register, and that person, he or she, will cover everyone in the organization rather than each person having to go through the process. And
as you mentioned, one of the things that we did last night was to do the first reading of that ordinance, the proposed ordinance. In our city, the ordinances have to be read twice, and the reason we do that is to allow public comments in between during those 2 months in case we have to make any changes. There was no comments last night. This is going to be a favorite for the vendors in the future, and we hope that we can get it approved by mid-November.
Next on the agenda was consider and approve change orders number 1 for the FM 297 West Utility Relocate.
Actually, I'm going to tackle this one and the next one. There's 2 change orders to 2 existing contracts that we have. We do have the money internally to cover these increases in the contract. It will help. Some of them, like the first one, was about 30 plus cleanouts that we needed to install on the utility replacement that we're doing on 1097. And the second one that was approved was an improvement to the actual lift station. This also on 1097 is a rehab that we were doing in that area there. That takes us pretty much to halfway through the agenda. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you.
You're listening to the Willis Hour on irlonestar.com.
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine-assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness, injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
You're listening to the Willis Hour on irlonestar.com.
Okay, so this is Zach and Hector back again from the city of Willis. Continuing on with our city council agenda, item F of new business last night was consider and approve a resolution designating a representative and alternate to the Houston-Galveston Area Council 2016 General Assembly.
Again, this is an item that is recurring in nature. Every year we have to reappoint new members or reappoint the members that we had. Last year we had Council Member John Lady as the primary and Council Lady Young Hector as the alternate. And they will be, this year will be Council Member Luster as the primary and Lovelady as the alternate. They will represent the city in issues concerning the Houston-Galveston Area Council, which is a form of government which allows for grants on the sewer, road repairs, and other programs in the 39 county areas that they represent.
The final item on the new business agenda was consider and approve a resolution denying the distribution cost recovery factor rate increase request of Entergy Texas Incorporated.
Entergy has come to all the cities that they provide services with a rate increase. We have actually a contract with the city, with the Entergy, Corporation of Entergy, where we deny those rate increases and allows for those requests to move forward to the Public Utility Commission. And PUC then will either grant them the increase, deny the increase, or work an increase somewhere in between from what they're requesting. So it was unanimously approved that we did that. I may also need to mention that in last night's meeting, Mayor Reed was absent. He was involved in San Antonio, doing some work for his company, as well as one of our council members who has an ill member in their family. He was not present. That was Bill Van Alstyne.
And so that wrapped up the new business on the agenda. Moving on, we had first readings of two new ordinances, both of which will address issues that have arisen as the city grows. The first one was consider an ordinance creating a cost connection, control, and prevention program. Okay,
I'll tackle this one. I'll let you tackle the next one, Zach. This one is basically in order for us to keep a clean water system. We need to have this cross connection, which basically tells the public what they need to and not to do regarding cross connection. What I mean by that is that you may have somebody that may have a water well. They service themselves with a water well, and they also have a connection for water from the city. There's got to be a protection where we don't get any kind of contamination from the water well into our system. So those cross connections are going to take care of that. And that was the first reading. Like I mentioned, there's no approval until we do the second reading. That will be next month. Now, you want to take care of the next one?
Sure. The second first reading